This is the Moshpit Backstage podcast for punk, metal and rock interviews and segments.
So your debut LP, Coping Mechanisms, came out today. Tell us a little bit about what inspired it and what fans can expect to hear.
Well, it's something that we've been working on for 2 years now. Well, not quite 2 years, maybe about a year and a half. And we basically got stuck into it straight after we finished the last sort of short EP that we did. We very much knew that we were going to do a full-length album, and we spent a long time working on a record that worked really well as a whole. You know, something where you know, certain songs may stand out in one way or another, but the whole thing is built to be listened to from start to finish. And that's what we were really excited about, and that's what I'm hoping people get out of it.
So, if there was one song that really stood out on the album for you, what song would that be?
Each of the songs, they're all pretty different from one another. You know, one of my favorites to play live is a song called Body Into Mine, which has kind of an interesting time signature and a lot of cool beat changes that are fun for me to play. I think in terms of like songs that are particularly emotionally significant, there's the very last song called When Does It Get Better, is one it's very much about the people in the band, if you know what I mean, you know, and the things that we've gone through together. Because we've you know, we're the three of us in the band. We've been together for a long time. We've been friends for a really long time. Me and the guitarist in the band, we've known each other since we were 9-10 years old, and it's about some of the sort of the ups and downs that we've had, you know, along the way, being in this band together and growing up together. So that's one of my favorites for that reason. But yeah, I mean, I like them all for different reasons. You know what I mean? Yeah,
it's just good as a collective as a whole.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. So, what bands inspired your sound? Like, what sort of bands were you listening to a lot when you created the album that you think came through?
We're all huge fans of the Jesus Lizard. So there's probably a little bit of that in there in one way or another. This is the kind of thing, I'm really bad at being objective on this sort of stuff. But I know that, the Jesus Lizard, honestly, a lot of the bands on a record label called Touch and Go, which is what the Jesus Lizard were doing, the record label that they were on when they were sort of an active band. Bands like Splint and Shellac and all that kind of stuff have all played a big influence on our band. But, I mean, overall, we're all into like a huge range of whatever, you know. Like, I listen to a lot of hip-hop and metal and stuff, and the guys do the same as well, on top of bands like Splint, and, I don't know, we're all over the place.
Cool. So, I was just wondering who designed the artwork for the album cover.
Her name, she goes by the, like a moniker, Mal Squaz.
Oh, yeah.
Mowskwwoz. She's an artist, when we first found out about her, she was based in Perth. Yeah. She's since gone on she lives in Los Angeles now and does a lot of artwork for bands and artists over there. Okay, but she's just really fucking cool. I just think her artwork's amazing. You know, it's so grotesque, but so beautiful at the same time. You know. Yeah, I just think I'm really happy with the artwork that she's done for us.
Yeah, it looks really good. And your Coping Mechanisms tour kicks off on the 4th of March. What are you looking forward to most about bringing the show to the road? Well,
it's been a little while since we've been over to the East Coast. The last time we came was, I believe, in August of last year, when we first put out a single. And the Melbourne show in particular was really good, and I'm really looking forward to coming back to Melbourne because we've got a lot of friends there, and we're playing with a lot of really cool bands, playing with the Shabab.
Oh yeah, I know them.
And a band from Perth, some friends of ours called Child Saint, that have been planning to come over to play in Melbourne for a while are coming with us.
Oh, cool.
And they're like really good mates of ours, so that's going to be good. And they're a fantastic band. So yeah, the Shabab are really cool. We played a show with them in like this little space above a record store in Fremantle over here in Perth a few months back, and hit it off. And they came over and did a festival that we were all hanging out at a little while ago. So they're mates, and I'm looking forward to catching up with them. And then also in Victoria, we're playing this festival called By the Meadow, which looks really cool. Playing with some really cool bands, playing with Charla and Totally Mild. Sorry, blank for a second there. Two bands I'm really looking forward to seeing. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about those shows, but really I'm looking forward to all of them in one way or another. Yeah, they're going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, is that By the Meadow Festival, is that a one-day thing, or is it over a few days?
It's a 3-day camping festival,
okay.
Similar to, I'm not sure what your equivalent would be over there. We've got something here called Camp Dugs, which is a sort of a 3-day community arts festival out in the middle of like a farming community in WA, and it's a very relaxed vibe with a lot of really cool bands. You know, it's very heavily curated. You know, not every band that's playing you might have heard of, but you can trust they're going to be really good. I guess the other comparisons you would have would be maybe like Southbound or Falls or something like that, but on a kind of a smaller scale, you know.
Cool. What I was wondering is what it's like to sort of start a band in Western Australia compared to, like, I guess you wouldn't know, like, obviously starting a band in Melbourne, but in Western Australia it's sort of like isolated in a sense from the rest of Australia in a certain sense, because it's very far away from at least the East Coast. So yeah, I was just wondering what's that sort of experience been like?
Well, yeah, like you said, I don't know if I would be able to easily compare it to any other city in Australia, but coming up in Perth, you know, it's nothing short of extremely positive. You know, there is a thriving like local arts community here. There are so many really cool bands, you know, and we've always had lots of we've always kept really busy, you know, as long as we've been a band, and we've always played with lots of really exciting, interesting, forward-thinking people. So I guess you could say it's pretty good, you know. And I know it's isolated, and you don't end up. A lot of bands that come up here never get the opportunity to go over to the East Coast and play to people over there. So there is. I don't want to say that there's an attitude of there's an insular attitude to the Perth music scene. I don't think that's true, but I think that you see it becomes its own little economy. You know, like it seems that in between the circuit of Brisbane and Sydney and Melbourne, you get bands that come up, and it seems like bands early in their career will start to jump between those three cities and play shows, especially between Melbourne and Sydney. And you know, bands in Perth can't always do that, so you end up seeing a lot of bands playing here a lot and getting really good just in this one city. You know, maybe there are so many bands over here that can fill up a 400 cap room that might not have much of a following in Melbourne or Sydney, you know, and I think it's a cool thing. You know, they certainly get the opportunity to go to a lot of great gigs and see a lot of cool bands. But I mean, like I said before, I don't know if I have enough context to compare that to the rest of Australia. You know, basically, I'm saying it's really cool over here, and there are a lot of sick bands.
That's fine. I was just like, it's pretty much what I was wondering anyway, like what it's like in the Perth music scene. So yeah, it sounds really cool.
It is. It's very cool.
Yeah. We wish you all the best of luck for your tour, and thank you so much for chatting with me today. And yeah, it's been great to have you on the show.
Yeah, great. Thank you very much.
Thanks for listening to the Moshpit Backstage podcast. You can subscribe to us on iTunes and Omni. To find out more about the show, go to www.syn.org.au/moshpit. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/moshpitonsyn and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at moshpitsyn. The regular Moshpit radio show broadcasts punk, rock and metal tunes and interviews every Thursday nights on Syn 9.7 on FM and digital radios. Listeners outside of Melbourne, Australia can stream Syn 9.7 online at www.syn.org.au. Thanks to Vintage Ruin for the music.
Hi, this is Tomato from Flashgun Apocalypse.
Hi, I'm Enid from Girls School.
I am Phoebe Pinnock from Heavenly Axe.
Hey, this is Gary Olney of the Misfits.
Hey, this is Kat Sproul from Horizon's Edge, and you're listening to the Moshpit on Syn FM.
Hi, this is Einar from Leopard.
Hi, I'm Virginia Lilly from the band Lily.
This is Raul from 1349.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Ali from Zebrahead.
Hey, everybody, this is Charlie Benante with Anthrax, and you are listening to the Moshpit on Syn.